and where you see them in your everyday normal life. So, where's a great place to start? As with everything on a computer, the best place to start is with Facebook, because undoubtedly, one of the tabs you have open here in the browser is Facebook, where you are likely complaining about having to listen to this podcast instead of going into class and simply doing it the old-fashioned way. So, first and foremost, let's look back at that interaction you had signing up for Facebook for the very first time. So, after you determined the best way to stalk your former classmates and or romantic interests was on Facebook, because you'd obviously seen it on 60 Minutes with everybody else. You called 1-800-Facebook. You waited, on hold for hours and hours, and finally you talked to a Facebook representative. At that time, you would have given them your name, your Facebook handle, your password information, confirmed a few things about yourself, and 55 minutes later, you would have hung up the phone and waited weeks and weeks for your first confirmation letter to arrive in the mail. At that time, you finally could have gone to Facebook to sign in for the first time when somebody, an actual human somebody, went through and finally created your account for Facebook. Now remember, we've got billions and billions of people logging into Facebook every day. So this process, if it's manual, would have taken an exceptionally long time. Now, all of these things being true, you would never have signed up for Facebook. You would still be using GeoCities, you would have your MSN or Yahoo account, or heaven forbid, we would still be on something like MySpace or Google+. The good news is none of that actually happened, right? You simply went to Facebook.com. Moments later, you were able to put in a new username, you were able to put in a new password, and bam, a page is automatically generated for you. After that, any of the tens of thousands of pictures of food, of all of our sign-ins, of everything else we do on Facebook every day is almost instantaneous from the time we hit submit or sign in to the time where you actually see it online and available for the world to see. Now, the only reason we can do that as instantaneously as we do is because of a database. Now, it might be easiest to start off thinking of a database kind of like a really hyper-connected Excel spreadsheet. Even if you just visualize the way an Excel spreadsheet is set out, that's essentially the way we look at how a database is set up. Each one of the master files in your database would have some sort of data in there that we're going to want to track over a long period of time. Really, essentially the same way we can do in a worksheet in Excel. So, we can look at a spreadsheet for something like CIS102. Now, for this particular class, we would have specific students who are enrolled, right? And we would have specific assignments that are assigned to those specific students. We would have the 3 Excel projects from the other week. We would have the Word project, the Google Drive media project. We would have the sharing project. And all of these would have grades that are specific to you as an individual student so that I don't accidentally mark one of you as absent when I really meant it was somebody else, where I don't accidentally fail one of you for not handing in an assignment when really it was somebody else. Now, Excel is all well and good at being able to do this if I only ever need to track one class at a time. Fantastic. I'm making a full year's salary on having just one Monday night class to have to come back and teach, and that would be great if only that was the way things worked. No. Instead, I have to be able to look at not just one class, but maybe several different classes. Databases are really good at being able to take a template of information, something like a course name, a course number, students enrolled, and turn that into something I can use over a long period of time and across a wide variety of different apps. We can see that just here at RVC. If I have just online services, that's only a small portion of where it is that our data is really good, right? So when you log into online services, you can see courses you have taken, you can see courses you might take, You can enroll in other courses, but you can get a whole variety of other data there as well, right? That's what the database allows us to do. These pieces of data that we assemble really aren't using online services as the only application that they're attached to. They are inputted across a wide variety of different systems across the campus, and then we can export them into a file, a database file, that online services can use to assemble the different pieces of data that we have and make sense of what you need when you go in through one of those different individualized portals in online service. Your computers, your phones, your connected devices, your tablets, everything that really we can point to as a computing device essentially works in the same way. Windows or Mac OS or iOS or Android, it really doesn't matter. You can squint the individual applications and the individual operating systems away. Really manage all of those different files that you have on hand because they are, your operating systems are, just really fluent database applications. So if that means on Windows or Mac OS, I can simply go around and look through my folders and see the different files I have in there. That's because they're all attached to a database. When I double click on any one of the PowerPoint or Excel spreadsheets or Word documents or image files I have there, the reason that Windows or Mac OS can open the proper application is because I have a database that says, okay, if I'm looking to open this file type, go to this application. This file type, go to a different application.